God. Welcome to Tush Twins, heard exclusively on MalcolmPresents.com, a streaming service that will delight you, inform you, and all around make your life so much better that
and
you'll
drive
tell
you,
your
and
friends.
probably drive you to drink while you know. That's
No, it won't drive you to drink. It will drive you to some of Paula's products.
That's right. I can't wait. Can't wait for that to happen.
Me too.
When gummy bears become legally nationally.
Yeah, well, it's getting there.
But anyway, Tush Twins is about these two old friends. We're not really old.
Two young friends.
Two young friends who
We're
talk
22 in our brain. And
who
that's
talk about
it.
the past, the present, and the future.
AI.
Not necessarily in that order. And we talk about everything and anything.
Right.
And
Come on, I dare you talk to me.
Talk to me.
Are you talking to me?
You talking to me?
Are you talking to me?
Oh. Talking to me?
And these two lively ladies, Maxine on the bottom of the screen, and Paula, known as. You tell us what your
I'm Rusty, Auntie Cuckoo, the redhead, and a few other names we won't discuss.
But from now on, we shall call her Red.
Okay, Red.
But we still don't.
Rusty.
It's Rusty.
We don't know what the true color
Paula.
is, but
the red. This is my true color.
That's a true color. Okay.
Her color is red. I mean,
this is my true color.
No. We know what the red was a while back. I'm just saying.
No, right now I have nothing in my hair. This is my natural.
Oh, really?
Well, there's only really one way to check.
I don't think she was thinking of that.
Well, if you wasn't that they did that in MASH, and Houlihan was taking there was something, it was taking bets or something,
and she's a real blonde,
right? Something.
Well,
like
they always peaked. They always peaked in her.
Of course.
That was an amazing show because, in a way, it was a comedy, but they said so many real things in it.
Yeah.
It was a comedy dramedy.
Yeah, I mean, but they were so right on about war.
Yeah, well, it's
still
war. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Yep, remember that.
But anyway, Max, what is our topic of the day that we start out with, but we never continue?
Well, I didn't do an intro, so I think we did enough intro. But that's because we're the Tush Twins, and that's it, man. We're joined. Literally at the Tush. We know each other so well. We're joined at the Tush. Our atomic particles are just joined. They joined.
What's fun is I know these ladies maybe 2 years.
You know me, think a little longer.
A little longer. Yeah. And yet we share so many things that it's almost like we grew up together.
We basically did in a different time zone.
Yeah, slightly different.
Yeah, I'm so much younger.
It's like a 10, 12 year difference.
Yeah.
So it was like, my brother was 12, almost 13 years older than me. So it's like your brother Malcolm.
I just hit 60. How old are you?
49.
38.
but we were raised in the same areas. The girls were in Brighton Beach, and I was Coney Island, and I was
Ocean Parkway.
Ocean Parkway.
Brighton's second place, and Brighton's 7th Street.
Right. So
I'm Coney Island, right next to Seagate.
I'm an Ocean Parkway kid.
Yes, you is.
But one thing to talk about today, we just passed the Memorial Day weekend, which is the unofficial start of summer.
Right.
Yes, it is.
That's when Coney Island, that was like the opening weekend in Coney Island.
Right.
People chase.
I don't know. I gotta get there. I mean, I'm.
Me too. I want to go on the Wonder Wheel,
but I don't want to go when it's super, super crazy hot. We have to pick a day, man. Got to look at the weather.
Well, you want to go there where there's not many people. You got to pick a day that's raining.
To go during the week somehow. I don't know how that would.
Yeah, during the week on a cloudy day.
The best day to go to Coney Island.
And you have to take the subway.
Yeah, I've done it.
I could easily. I'll take the Grand Central. You
meet each other at Grand Central
and take the train.
Take the F train.
It's the B and the F, right?
Right.
It's now
I
the
don't
B.
know.
It used to be the D, but now it's the B
It
train.
was.
Yeah.
I
D
used to
doesn't go there anymore.
I used to live on the D train. I used to take the D train from Coney
Coming to the
Island to
city.
125th
Yeah.
Street when I went to
Yep.
CCNY.
I used to
Nice.
take the D train, transfer at Atlantic Avenue for the 2, and then transfer at 72nd Street to 116th Street during the summers to go to Manhattan School of Music.
Oh, right. That, yeah, on the summertime. No.
Yeah, I feel like
Not a
the
good-
days of
What
wine and
train did I
roses.
Hour
take
and a
to go to
half.
school? I took was it the M train that went local at the time?
The M train went local back when we would.
Back in the day. Okay.
Mhm.
It was the
Yeah.
D and the M. Okay.
I was a D train, and then sometimes I switch and take the A train. On 34th Street.
Take the
Do
A
you
train. There's some
remember-
good music.
Do you remember taking the train where they had the cane seats and ladies when we used to sit there and rip our
Your
stockings?
stockings would rip. That was like we were
My,
little though.
my,
I
my
don't think.
stockings never ripped.
I think by the time we were wearing stockings, I'm not sure ever wearing
No,
stockings.
I remember going in stocking. We were about 14, 15 years
no,
old.
I
It
don't-
started to change.
No, we were.
I
think
just
we-
remember going with my mom on
Yeah,
the
I
subway
think
to
they
go see a
changed-
show with a muff, a white little muff.
that you put in your
Your
hands.
hands, a little
Right.
muff. And a little hat. I got all this stuff from my cousin Judy because we couldn't afford it. So whatever I got, I was so happy I got hand-me-downs from
Yep.
Bergdorf Goodman.
Oh, there you go. If you're gonna get hand-me-down, you might as well get it from Bergdorf. But it's
Might as well.
it seems close yet far from your brain that the things that took place that changed, over the
Everything's
years.
changed,
And
including real estate has changed.
right. But what are we gonna hit first? Real estate? Well, duh.
Oh, we have to hit my favorite subject right now. Oh, sorry,
Okay.
sorry, guys.
Okay.
Wrong.
Okay.
Friday is a national holiday. You
Right.
think Groundhog's important? Yes, it is. But this is my second favorite holiday.
Right,
It
because
is
it's
donuts.
Donut.
only-
Donuts.
Wait, hold on. Keep talking.
Love my.
Yeah.
Nom.
When I came out to California, which
Yeah.
was
Who's the master of donuts?
No.
Look at this. This is a giant Homer. And if
Want to bite
anybody-
Homer?
Yeah.
Homer.
No.
When I moved out to California, which was in 1977, I was about 4 years old.
4 years old.
Me too.
The thing that I missed, which they didn't have, is Entenmann donuts.
Oh yeah.
That I was gonna buy Entenmann's today.
I
But
used to love Entenmann's chocolate donuts.
I almost bought those today.
Yeah.
But I like the plain better.
And the cinnamon.
Yep. Homer's one of the additional co-hosts today, right?
Do.
No. Max, are you auditioning for American Got Talent?
No, I'm not a ventriloquist, but I think
Excuse me, guys.
You
Still
okay?
have my car.
I think we won this. It might have been at Universal Studios.
Not in Coney Island?
No. It would be. I could lie and say yes. Sure.
You keeping up with our Coney Island theme?
Yeah, well, you could win a lot of cool things in Coney Island.
Yes, you could. I want a cone.
Yeah,
you
want a
Chinese
comb.
handcuffs.
Marbles.
I want a back scratcher.
I want a back scratcher too.
Well,
those are the
one year I worked next to a friend of mine in one of these con games. You win your sweetheart a big doll. This guy at 16, 17 years old was such a salesman. He could literally, I mean, there were like, especially if you saw sailors with girls there, and the sailors always wanted to impress their friends. And literally, he could take a sailor for $200-300, but he would always give him a big doll. But they spent a few $100s on it.
$100? Really?
Yes. They tried to do that to my Uncle
Wow.
Sammy, who was in the farm team of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
He's
So
a
they
damn
thought
good
my
ball
uncle,
player.
they couldn't hit these dolls, those things with the hairy things
Right,
coming
right,
out.
right. They're all in
And
a
it's
row.
hard to knock them down.
Right,
You
it
could-
is. To
99%
hit
of
him
the
in the
people
right
can't do it.
spot. Right.
My uncle hit 10 out of 10. And I got this giant clown doll. And
Oh,
they
that's
told my
scary.
uncle,
That's
please
scary.
not go there ever again.
Never again.
We don't
Never
want
again.
we don't want you because you
I-
are a
and
professional
where's that-
ball player.
Where's that clown now?
That's
the-
probably in the landfill somewhere
Yeah, it's
in
in a
off the
dumpster
Bell
in
Parkway.
I hate to
Because
say
within
it.
a few days they seem to start breaking. I won goldfish.
Oh, they had goldfish, right? I remember
Yes,
that.
remember throw the ping pong balls into the
Yep,
goldfish?
Yep.
And you get home, by the time you get home, the goldfish would be
Goldfish are
dead.
dead. Because
Yeah.
It was like-
they never told you that you can't put the goldfish in plain water. Yeah, you had to put there was some sort of
You got to put
thing that
something
you had
in
to
it
put
to
in the
make
water.
it right. Yeah, well,
Chemicals to keep them.
Yeah.
some
And
was it
I
powder or
always
something.
I had
I-
more dead goldfish.
I
We
didn't-
all did.
I didn't.
We
I
used to have the
don't know.
funeral in the toilet in the bathroom.
Yeah. The royal flush.
The royal flush.
For the king of goldfish. That's how that laid out. So anyway, so back to National Donut Day coming up. I mean,
Yay!
I mean, we have, let's see, in my notes I have National Donut Day and the rents are too damn high. Those are the two things I have
Yes.
right here. But National Donut Day is coming up Friday, and
Mhm.
so Krispy Kreme, they're doing it all free. You go in, hail Krispy. Oh, I'm gonna get some. And you get a free donut. You don't have, there's no purchase required. Dunkin', on the other hand, I think
They
you have to
want
buy
you
a
to
cup
pay
of
for a
coffee.
drink, a small coffee or whatever, and they'll
Yeah,
give
but
you a
a small
donut.
coffee is $10.50.
That's right.
Right.
Probably. So you get, but they are giving you a donut with, you're buying your coffee. I mean, they are giving you something. You're getting a donut for free, but you have to
Right.
purchase something. That's okay.
But I like the coffee, so I'll buy
Right.
a cup of coffee tomorrow morning.
So the
on Friday
donuts
morning.
you just had from where?
These donuts are handmade from ShopRite. These are they're not as
Handmade from
sweet as the
ShopRite. Are you sure that's
Yeah,
not an
ShopRite has their
oxymoron?
own. I know they have their own bakery by me, and they're actually really good donuts.
Really?
I'm not a
Yes.
donut fan. I don't know if I said this on camera or off camera when I first
did.
moved to California. What I missed is the Entenmann donuts.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Well, the Entenmann, the chocolate ones are always with the big
Yeah,
ones.
they were when I came out here. They weren't national.
Yeah.
No.
The food that I miss, the Entenmann donuts, the Dannon yogurt. Dannon wasn't national either, and the
Mhm.
Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
And they have
Haagen-Dazs.
But
I-
you
I-
didn't
that-
have Wise potato chips either.
they didn't
I
have Drake.
almost
They didn't
moved
have
out- I
Drake.
almost-
Nothing Drake's.
Well,
They're-
Drake,
Drake.
I wasn't a big Drake fan.
I had to literally buy devil dogs here and ship
Mhm.
them
Ship
out
them
to
out.
California. So the
Mhm.
devil dogs would be cheaper than the shipping to California.
Do they
But
still
my-
make devil dogs?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
They still make devil dogs,
I
yes.
haven't seen them, but they
I
stopped.
see them all the
they
time because
stopped
I do
one-
open houses for real estate and I do retro food. So I buy devil
Devil-
dogs, hostess cupcakes, tasty cakes, and
But
everyone
I-
really,
But
really
are
enjoys
they,
that.
are they the same sizes now? Because all you see is
No.
like these mini bars.
They're like this small.
The
But-
devil
but-
dogs are
Little
smaller.
donuts. They're tiny.
Oh.
We used to pay a
Devil
nickel.
dogs
You used to go to the store
You
devil
get
dog.
a giant devil dog, right?
for five for
Or a
5 cents. You
nickel,
get a
5 or
devil
10
dog.
cents, right?
But the
Something like
question,
that.
They're
how did you
now
eat
they're
the
like
devil
this
dogs?
big.
How do you eat them? You
Did-
mean
did
you
you
lit
bre-
you
Did you break
you-
it apart to get to
Break
the
it
cream?
apart. I lick the cream and I
Yeah.
usually throw the cupcakes out.
No, I'm all in. I gotta have the whole
I
thing.
hate to say this, but that was good practice.
Oh, snap.
Oh, snap.
Snap. Stop. That was-
Use your.
I'm not objecting. If you go any
But I like
further,
to
there's going to be a
freeze 'em.
problem.
I freeze them. I freeze them.
That's a good practice also.
Right.
Listen,
I
guy,
have a
if
drink
it-
of water now.
Okay,
I think you better do something because at this point it's like we're off the charts, I think. With
but
that.
getting back to rents.
Oh, getting back to rent. Well, we were going to mention rents. Are we done with donuts? We didn't
Well, let's
mention.
give it
We
a
don't know
pause
what
to donuts.
Randy's Donuts in LA. I
Yay.
remember going to Randy's Donuts. That it's a landmark.
Yes, it
It's a
is.
giant donut with a guy underneath who's holding the dog, kid or something. It's a big
Looks
deal.
like Big Bob.
It looks like yeah.
That's Big
They
Boy.
still Big
Big
Boy.
boy, I mean,
They
yeah, big
still
boy
have
with the
big.
hair up.
Wait, hold on.
That was the one in Burbank. They had Bob's Big Boy.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Oh, Maxine got sick of Big Boys once when we're out west. She
Bob's
got
Big
so
Boys?
ill. I took her out for her birthday when we were 19, for her 19th birthday, and she got sick on Big Boys.
Oh,
Oh, I don't have it.
yeah, Bob's
What's
Big
that?
Boy.
I
Yeah.
don't have.
What? What don't you have? Forget her. Okay.
Well, sorry, I can't find. Can't
That's it.
find Big Boy. I think
You can't find Big Boy?
I think my son has it actually in his house. But I do
Well, I
have
was telling him how you got sick.
it's the
Ooh, it's time for
yes.
maniacs.
And I have this one.
Do they have any more automats now, Horn and Hardart, or all of them are closed?
They're gone.
all gone. But I think it'd be a great idea to bring one back. I think it would be
They
so
tried,
cool.
it didn't work.
Didn't work.
They should try again. They might work, they might
I
work.
forget what I think it was A Touch of Mink with Cary Grant
Oh, I
and-
love that movie.
and Doris Day,
Marilyn. Doris Day.
where she worked at a automat and he came in
Hmm.
and he was a multi-billionaire.
I used
Right.
to go to the Automat a lot. That was a cheap place to eat. And when Maxine and I were 7 years old, I think her brothers took us after we recorded the album, kids album,
Mm-hmm.
and they were giving us nickels and dimes, and we were
Right.
just going
Nickels.
crazy.
We're going wild.
Nickels.
They just
Wild.
get everyone like a roll of nickels or something. And it was
Yes.
like, yeah, what else can
We
you give to a
ate.
bunch of 7 and 8 year olds? Give them some nickels and let them get give them a nickel, they'll get a pickle. I don't
Pickle.
know.
And I remember on 42nd Street, they used to have a place called Tad's Steakhouse.
Well, that
Do you know
just
how it
recently-
started?
It just closed.
Tad's.
I
The
know.
last Tad's just closed.
Closed a year ago.
in
And they gave you
Midtown.
this huge steak and potatoes and a drink. I think
Yeah.
it was like $1.99 or something.
Buck
Yeah, yeah.
99. Did you
Yeah.
know where it started?
Where did it
No.
start?
It started, Maxine, you should know this because my parents took us there
Right.
at the World's Fair. They had the
Ooh.
first Tads at the World's Fair, and then they opened in Manhattan after.
Right.
That
They
was
opened
1939 when you
that
went?
was 64.
Maybe when you went.
That's
Not
right.
us.
Maybe when you went.
When,
Maybe when you went.
when you
When
went.
you went.
Maybe when you went. So
Actually, we
anyway,
should do that as the promo and the thing that's 30 seconds. Maybe when you went.
maybe when maybe when you were a kid, they had seltzer
No,
bottles.
But that's where they had the first Tad Steakhouse.
Well,
Yeah, I
that-
remember
that-
going there a lot actually.
Yes, because that was the
because
cheapest place to
It was
eat,
also
and we
not
had a
far
full
from the
meal.
studio.
As a teenager, I used to go there, with friends. You had the
Yeah.
full meal. You had that big steak,
Mhm.
and it was good.
I don't know what seasoning they put on it. Probably MSG. I don't know. But
Probably.
I haven't eaten one in about 50 years.
well, I guess you won't get to be doing it again anyway.
no.
But it was the last Tads. It was the last Tads and the last phone booth in New York City were the
The phone
stories.
booth.
There's no more telephone booths in New York. The last
Nope.
one that was there was turned into one of those link things, those big monolith things. I don't know.
Well,
I guess
do you remember when we
I think they're giant cameras that they can just see people. It's like, and then they go into the AI Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I'm watching. Did you ever see the show FBI?
Yes.
New series
No.
now. It seems their cameras every place.
Mm-hmm.
Because they could find anyone, anywhere, anytime.
They could follow you from the time that you leave the house till you get wherever you're going down the subway, in and out of the subway, coming back up to the street. The only thing they don't do is they don't follow you to the bathroom, but they might, but they're not showing it.
Well, I mean, you have this phone, and then you have this. I have this, and now I have this.
Ooh.
So this is my ring, my Mother's Day gift, but it's a ring that does a lot of good things. It tracks your heart, it tracks your soul, it tracks your everything. It's really cool. It has a inside thing that has little
chip,
dots, little things that pick up your
pulses.
sleep, your pulse. It has lights, camera action. It's wild.
Yeah, but do you know with that they have on a 24/7 basis, people are keeping contact with you. They know where you are. They know how you're breathing.
Yeah.
And soon
right.
they'll know your thoughts.
Yeah, they probably know my thoughts when I scream at it. No, it's okay. No, but it's
Are
really
you listening to me?
But anyway,
Right.
getting back to the FBI, it's sort of like you
how we
feel
got
like
to the
Big
FBI.
Brother.
I don't even know how we jumped from Tito's
You feel Big
Tacos,
Brother is
Randy's
watching you.
Donuts to the FBI.
FBI, doesn't that mean full-blooded Italian?
Right, exactly. That's what it
Well,
means.
Well, that's why people tune into this show, because they don't know what the hell we're going to talk about, because we don't know what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, that's what I.
We
That's
have a
what
whole
I.
script. Have we ever gone through the whole script once?
No, we'll have to do what does it cost to live in America next time. But because I want to use that funny Aussie story, but I don't think it fits in at this point. So we'll have to
We'll
go
do it
with
next time.
we'll
We
do
still
it.
have 8 minutes. Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
Go for the
And
story.
then I will give you an answer.
Oh, you're gonna give me an answer. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, basically, this story, landlord driven nuts by a tenant who underpays rent by 1 cent per week. And this was I found this on odditycentral.com. Oddity. So this Australian landlord went on social media to vent his frustration with a tenant who deliberately underpays his rent by 1 cent every week. And they said that the landlord was asking the peers for advice on how to deal with a tenant who is underpaying by 1 cent. And the rent was $1,200 per week, Australian money, whatever how that I don't know figures in. And the person paid $1,199.99, and 52 weeks a year. It doesn't seem like a lot, but they're made these people go crazy. It's like the guy was like, F you. It's like, and the tenant he thought that it was their right to deduct a penny a week. So anyway, so the property is it's called a 3-bedder in Australia. 3-bedder. Do you ever use that term?
No.
Real estate?
No.
And they've rented it for years, and I guess it's the money goes direct, in, and he just, I guess, takes the penny off, all the time. So there were complaints. He complained to the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, and this, and they state that sums between 1 and 9 cents can be rounded up or down, and that doing so is nothing wrong. So they said, okay, we'll round it to $1,200, but it was paid in full. And so then it just got into like this, the landlord getting desperate that he can't, it's stressing him out. This 1 cent a week is causing him, pain and suffering, I guess, and stress, because, this guy is trying to pull a fast one, even though it's 52 cents or whatever it is. I don't know. I mean, no, let's see. It's
52 cents if
52,
it's
52 weeks in a
52
year.
cents.
So the guy is going cuckoo bots. And so now the landlord is there were different commenters claiming that that he had a right to take a stand on it, even if just on principle. And the guy, the tenant, even though he transfers payments electronically, had to pay the proper amount, even though it was a penny less.
Well, there's a certain mentality. It's
Yeah.
like an accountant mentality or a banker's mentality. If they made $1 million at the end of the day, it has to come out to the penny.
Right.
If there's a penny or a dollar or something that's off, they can stay the whole night trying to find it. For me, I'll just take it out of my pocket and pay it.
Right.
I never
But
could
here,
see
let me
that.
tell you what they would do here in New York or New Jersey. Every time they're below, this is what they're allowed to do. They're taking a penny off.
Mhm.
They could charge them a fee for not paying the full amount, like a late fee. They don't pay the full amount. They're wrong. They're 100% wrong. It may not seem like a lot of money to some people, but 52 cents, if they're there for 10 years, it adds up. They're not getting the full amount. They signed a
Yeah,
contract
it would be
for $1,200.
$52.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
but it
signed a
won't be,
contract.
but
No,
when the landlord went online and said, "Can you please, people, what do I do? Can you please comment?" And most of the commenters said the landlord is making a huge deal over a total of 52 cents. A few arguing that they are right, that the landlord is right to take a stand, even if
he
it's again
does.
on principle on anything else. And the landlord is correct in this case, as per the Australian law. Only cash transactions are subject to rounding, whereas the tenant always transfers payment electronically. So he's going to get rid of him, but he's got 9 months to go, whatever. I think this was a
Yeah,
few
but
months ago.
I mean, the certain, like you're talking about the penalties, like if your bank account is, $2 late or $2 overdrawn, I think they charge you $35
They
fee,
charge you $35, yes. So
which
if
is,
Should
to me,
they?
it's
some are 50,
unconscionable.
Should they charge
but
that
they're
much?
wrong. The landlord has an agreement with them and they have, now unless there's something going on in the house and the landlord hasn't fixed something and they're
Right.
deducting money for it as it
Yeah,
stands,
no,
then they should go to court.
But
from where the
I mean, a
what?
penny's
But
not
wait a
much.
minute. So what would be 52 cents worth of damage?
That's what I'm
I
saying.
mean,
There isn't. This is
it
just,
doesn't.
they're just doing, they're
that's
playing a game with the landlord.
that's being
The
spiteful.
landlord has to be, his bookkeeping has to be, like my husband, when he does his bank statements, if he's missing a penny, he'll go through everything to find it. Our
Not
bank
me.
books are, no, I know, not you and not me, but
No,
there are people that are business, you have to have the exact amount of money and
no,
you have to be.
I get my monthly statement from the bank, and if there's an error, and if it's not the same as my accounting, I'll take the bank for it. I'll take the bank's word for it.
I wouldn't, because
If
they could
it's
be wrong.
People in New York would be happy to pay $1,200 for rent, because
If
right
it's
now,
Oh my
what
God.
this
The
guy
three
has
bedroom?
3 bedrooms. Then
1,200,
in New York, what would it be, Paul? Like
Okay, a
70,000
3 bedroom. Now, when I moved
apartment.
from the city 13 years ago, I had an apartment. We had bought an apartment. Ours
A
was our
condo.
maintenance. It was a condo. Yes, we bought a condo, which is wonderful. But the reason why we ended up buying a condo, our rent went from 2,100 for 1 bedroom to $4,300.
yeah,
That is that's
that's
20
Right.
thirty
that's a
years ago.
justifiable range.
Yeah, well, we're gonna
It's
have to talk about that in another show, because I was trying to compare like what it was in the 70s,
I could give you all that
what it is now.
information.
I know, Malcolm, you said you paid
I paid
for
about
something,
450 or something,
450, and that
right
was
off
in
of
the
Central
70s,
Park,
but it was off of Central Park.
Central Park West.
So what that was a 1 bedroom?
1 bedroom. As I said, my kitchen was a blink through kitchen.
You can
You
blink like
blinked
it
and
did.
you
It was
missed
hardly
it,
any.
or
Right,
you sneezed and you missed
right,
it.
right.
Yeah.
And
But it was near Central Park.
it was roach infested.
Oh, damn.
See,
And I
now
did
not
not get,
mine.
but I
Yeah.
think I told you we had to deal with the roaches. They could stay in the kitchen and the bathroom, but they couldn't come in the bedroom.
You had to deal with them.
Yeah,
Okay.
we had a deal. They could stay in the kitchen, bathroom, because basically I was single, so I didn't eat in the kitchen anyway.
Right.
I ate out by the time I got home,
It didn't
after
matter.
going out to dinner, it was time to go to sleep. So they stayed out of the bedroom.
They
In the
stayed out of the
70s,
bedroom.
1975, my 1 bedroom apartment was $200
And where were you?
Wow.
Where
in
did,
Queens.
oh,
Right.
okay.
And
Two
then
hundred
when I moved,
dollars. So
$200.
what is that you think today? That apartment?
That would probably be about $2,500
Yeah.
at least in Queens.
Well, it's funny. If you're a New Yorker, you say, "Oh, you didn't live in the city."
Right.
Mhm.
Because living in the
Well,
city means
well-
you lived in Manhattan.
Well, the hot
Manhattan.
spot now, the hot spot is Brooklyn. Like Brooklyn is one of the, the rents have gone up incredibly. It's
Yeah.
crazy what's going on there.
Well, in Brooklyn, people are moving
especially-
out of Brooklyn to go to Manhattan because Manhattan's cheaper than living in Williamsburg.
Williamsburg, Dumbo,
Green-
the apartments in
Greenpoint?
Dumbo, Greenpoint, but Dumbo, right near Brooklyn Bridge Park. You know that area.
Yeah, yeah,
$5,000.
yeah.
He was looking at a place because he worked there. He worked in
Right.
the building right by the park, and it was insane, insane.
If
So-
the rents, even up here in Jersey now, before COVID, people couldn't rent their apartments and they were thinking $1,200-$1,400 is a lot of money in Crystal Springs, in the condos in Crystals, not the houses, not
Mhm.
the townhouses, the condos.
Right.
Now they're $3,000 for a condo to rent. I just rented.
Wow.
Anyway,
3,000.
guys,
That is
My-
cuckoo,
my
but we're gonna
alarm
have
just
to have
went.
we're gonna have a show on that because there's such a drastic difference between, in the 70s and now, and
Yeah,
the rents and what's going on.
Max, you say in the 70s. The 70s were 50 years ago.
No, it
We
wasn't.
know that.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
like
a
when
short time ago.
50 years ago.
Well, that's why I'm using it as a comparison point.
There are 42 generations that have been born
Mhm.
Mhm.
52 years ago. It's like I think we talked about people say the 90s, and the 90s to me was just a
Just
few years
not
ago.
long ago, right?
Right.
But
See, to me, I go by the type of music. 90s to me is garage music.
3 years ago.
Yeah, well,
Anyway,
to
actually, we're running out
me,
of time.
call me an old fart, but the music of the 60s and 70s, early 70s, sorry. Sorry.
You're an old fart.
I'm an old fart.
But
Hey,
There were
I
is
gotta tell
nothing
you-
like the music back then.
millennials and Zs are listening to that music. They're buying
Yes, they are.
vinyls. They're buying vinyls.
But
And-
when I worked in radio, this was back in the 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s. People tend to the popular stations. People listen to the music that when they were teenagers, because that's the most
Right,
formative
mhm.
years, like your
Yeah.
high school year, junior high school, going into college.
Yeah.
You listen to the same music. Probably now you listen to the same groups that you listened to in high school and
I
college.
I did, but
I
also
listen to new
the
things.
80s punk. I like 80s, 70s and 80s, early 80s punk and new wave.
Take a look at some of the Spanish music now, because again, my wife is Latina, so I listen to a lot of the Spanish music. I don't understand the words, but I
You don't
never
need
understood
to.
the words of the rock and roll.
It's
Uh,
good.
But
No,
the
there's
Spanish
some
music
new
has
stuff
that rhythm.
coming out. There's some new artists. There's some new music that's decent. I like to listen to WFUV, and they play newer
Mhm.
artists, and they mix it with the older artists because they play
I like
music
Brandy
that's
Carlisle.
that's good.
She's
Brandy
great.
Carlisle is awesome.
But anyway,
She's-
my children, we can continue for the next hour and a half talking
I want to
about
see her
nothing.
in person. Let's find a concert. Chill out, home.
Well,
Chill out, man.
don't eat too many donuts.
That's right. Happy Donut Day.
Happy donuts.
And,
And again, you're listening to the Tush Twins on
Tush
MalcolmPresents.com.
Twins.
And all our shows are on them. It's streamed. They're on demand and archived.
Got it.
And
At
Tune
least
in.
this week I could talk. Yay.
Yay.
we'll
All
see you
right.
guys next week.
All right. Ciao.
Shalom, biatches.
Shalom. Ta-ta.
Shalom.